Hi, everyone. Welcome to Speak Up Sis Talk Radio. I am your host, inspirational conversationalist, and author, Angel Charmaine. And this is the place where Christian authors have an opportunity to share the word of their testimony through their written works in order to get you and inspire you to share the word of your testimony. Today, I've got another amazing author here with me, and he is actually the first, yes, he is the first male author that I have had in this space. His name is author Anthony S. Welcome to Speak Up Sis Talk Radio, Anthony.
Thank you for having me, Angel. It's an honor and a pleasure and a privilege. All of the above. Thank you so much.
You are so welcome. So usually when people hear Speak Up Sis, they think, oh, that's just a woman thing. And I tell people all the time, no, I'm sis.
Okay.
And I have been mandated by God to speak up and to share my story to inspire the stories of others. And so the Speak Up Sis platform is designed for me as I speak up to create spaces for other people to do the same. So both women and men are invited into the Speak Up Sis spaces. So I am honored as well to have your voice represented in Speak Up Sis Talk Radio and to have your work a part of Speak Up Sis Bookshelf. So thank you, brother. I appreciate you.
You're absolutely welcome. I just want to add to that, Angel. Yeah, I was a little skeptical about, okay, now hold on, Speak Up Sis. I like it. There's nothing pertaining to any male gender, anything in that title, or that phrase, if you will. But hey, it's all about our Father, our Heavenly Father and above and everything. So we're gonna do regardless of the gender. So we're
That's
good.
Right. That's right. All are welcome in this space. Black, white, male, female. We are excited to help people get to a place where they will share the word of their testimony in order to triumph the enemy, right?
That is awesome. Yes, that's what we're here for.
That's right. So if you will, please share with our listening audience a little bit about who is Anthony S.
Well, actually, Anthony S., I am an author, obviously, and I have been married for about 24 years. Picking up on the 25th year, I have two beautiful grandchildren, Israel and Emmanuel, and I'm hoping they're tuned in as well. But basically, I'm an author that's inspired by the Lord himself. How I started writing and everything, I had these visions in my head for years and years and years. And I was like, okay, well, I didn't know anything about them. I wasn't really sure. But there was a calling. And about 2:30 in the morning, I said, okay, you need to write some of this stuff down because it can make a change and you can change people's lives. So at that time, I jumped up, weary-eyed, staggering, what have you, and I wrote some things down. And I said, okay. And the very first book that I published was 3 Friends of Perfect Stereotype. And it went from a thought or an idea to a full published book.
Wow.
So I basically just inspired by that alone. And I just kept on writing. And I just have a passion for writing. That's something that I have to anticipate or something that I have to rehearse. You have to have the drive and the passion. You've been an author yourself. You know how it is. You don't dread picking up a pen or, in this case, laptop or your tablet or what have you.
I actually still use pen and paper, actually.
Okay. And you know what? And me as well. But the thing about it, I was just saying, for all the newcomers and millennials and what have you. I'm not trying to offend anyone, but I'm a little, you see the grades, right? Kind of get so, we just do what we do when we have to do what we have to do. So I try to cater to them as well. So pad and paper, laptop, keypad, whatever the case may be, I do it all. So that's pretty much what I have.
Excellent. And just for those people who think that this is all that a person does, or you can't do anything else but write, you actually work a regular job as well. So writing is in addition to other work that you do.
The responsibility, if you will,
Yeah.
I'm basically, and sorry to cutting you off there, Angel, but I wear like two hats,
Right.
so my responsibility is, oh my gosh, to say the least, it's stressful, and I'm accountable for a lot of things. I'm responsible for multi-million-dollar projects. I'm an electrician by trade, so I have that. Is where I have a crew of 8 guys. So I do that as well. So I find the time. I do find the time because the passion never dies, So that's where I'm at on that. So.
Right. And I brought that up because there are people who have traditional jobs and they have books inside of them. They have stories that they want to tell, that they need to tell, that other people need to read about. But oftentimes people feel like, I don't have the time, or, they feel like they got to quit their jobs to write or whatever. And I like to encourage people to just write when you can. You can have other responsibilities. You can work a traditional 9-to-5 or whatever other type of employment. You can be an entrepreneur doing other things and still make the time to share that story in written form. So that's kind of why I wanted people to hear that, because people will see me as someone who does not have traditional employment anymore. And they go, oh, well, of course you can sit and write books. But I'm like, no, you can totally write books and still be traditionally employed. I mean, I wrote my first book while I was still traditionally employed, actually. So, yeah.
So you have the passion as well. So,
yeah,
it's I consider ourselves 1%ers, and that's not to outstart anybody else. But if you have, like you said, I keep using the word passion.
Mm-hmm.
If you have the passion, and the drive, nothing can stop you, man, from picking up a pad of paper or grabbing your laptop. I used to sit in the bed, my wife was asleep, and I'd be picking on the keys, and I'd wake her up. I'm talking about that kind of desire, that kind of drive. Yeah, I'm not talking about I got to pick up my laptop.
Right.
If you have to, if you have to strain, or if you have any doubts or things like that, or anything crosses your mind, maybe it's not for you. But we're a rare breed, and that's not to put anybody else on the sidelines, but you have to really have the passion to drive to keep yourself going, as a writer. That's just what it is. I'm sure you can relate.
Oh, most definitely. So with that being said, do you ever experience writer's block? Because even as writers, right, even if when you have a passion, there are times when your brain just goes, no.
I'm sorry. I know it all too well. And I know it all too well. But it's really funny too, because you have a delicate balance, because you have writer block and you might sit there for 10, 15 minutes, but then when the flow comes, oh man, you can't sit there. You can relate. I'm talking about you can write a whole chapter in about 15 minutes.
Yes. People are floored when I tell them that my very first book, it's a small book, but I wrote the book, edited the book, and self-published the book in 7 days.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Wow. 7 days. And it's crazy because, like you just said, there's a flow that happens. And when it happens, it was like, I this may be TMI, but I did not shower or sleep for about 24 to 48 hours.
Oh, wow. You are really, man, you talking about engaged.
Yeah. It was
you see, people, that's the real passion that I'm referring to right there. There you go. You go, girl.
So I totally understand it. I get it. But then with the third book, I tell people it took me 2 years to pen 70 pages.
Wow.
Because of what I had to release. It wasn't the writing, it was the being willing to share what I had to write. And so like you said, it's a balance, and it all depends on what you're writing and why you're writing and all of that good stuff. So let's go ahead and jump into talking about your writing, because you not only write Christian, I call it Christian fiction.
Sure.
And Three Friends, The Perfect Stereotype, and Biker's Loyalty are your two Christian fiction books. They're adult reads, but you are also the author of a children's book series that follows a little girl by the name of Paradise. And just let me say, Paradise is beautiful. So I'm going to ask about your illustrator in just a moment. But I would like for you to share why a children's book series.
Well, I have a niece that I'm very fond of, and she encouraged me and inspired me to write books. I love her dearly, of course. So, her character, her demeanor, and everything. I'm like, oh wow, that's awesome. That right there is what inspired me initially.
Mm-hmm.
But then I thought about, okay, well, what about the rest of the children? When this pandemic set in and everything, I figured that we as adults, we understand. Well, we don't even understand what's going on, to be honest with you. But just imagine the minds of a 7-year-old, an 8-year-old.
Right.
They're totally lost. And as parents, we try to explain to our children what the pandemic is, the responsibilities that we have, the mandates that we have to abide by. So it's Paradise in the Pandemic is a real good tool for children to explain to them what the pandemic is all about, and it's by way of dialogue. Her and her mom, Paradise and her mom, has a lot of dialogue.
Okay.
Like things like, "Hey, mom, what's a germ?" So she explains thoroughly what a germ is.
Oh, wow.
That gives a lot the parents a lot of relief. Like, okay, well, I can explain a lot of things, but man, Anthony S is really breaking it down. So we can't forget about our children. So I just try to break things down like that so they can understand what's going on.
Okay. Listen, I love it. And I also like the title of, I believe Paradise Faces the Bully is the first.
Yes,
in the series, right?
That is correct.
I like the idea of dealing with bullies, because we're living in, we talk about bullying as if it's something new, but it's not. There's just some added things. You got cyberbullying and things that we didn't really have to deal with. But bullying has been around for a long time, right? We used to call it teasing or joking or whatever. But I like the fact that you tackle that particular topic. Why that one? Are you writing from maybe your own personal childhood experiences, or what made you pick bullying as your first topic to write about for your children's series?
Well, no, I didn't personally experience anything in regard to bullying, but what I thought about is I said, okay, well, children go through it all the time. And what inspired me is the fact that, again, children go through things. So how do you explain and break things down? I feel like we have an obligation, if you will, to explain to our children what's going on. And pardon me. The thing about it is I don't just entertain children. I educate them as well.
Okay.
So Paradise Faces a Bully is just basically the same thing. She tells a lie and she shares with her mom, but she's trying to protect her friend. She's trying to protect her friend. So she had morals, but she didn't go about it the right way. Telling a lie is not a good thing. So she did to get the bully off her tail. So she did that, and her mom said, "Hey, look, you can't do that. I understand why you did it, but let's not do that again." So again, it educates the children and let them know that lies are not good.
Right.
Those who are morally sound, if you will, they tell us for the right reasons, but then and though they don't, it's not a good thing to do.
Exactly. Okay. I can rock with that. I think there may need to be some adults and some teenagers who read Paradise Faces the Bully.
We're not gonna opt them out. How about that?
I know that's right. So this is a children's book series. However, we welcome adults and teens, adolescents to take a read as well. I think you'll learn something. And we've got a guest here tonight. So her name is Nicole Davis. Hi, Nicole.
Hey, Nicole.
Welcome to Speak Up Sis Talk Radio. And say hello to author Anthony S.
How you doing, Nicole?
So I would like to take just a short break. We're going to take just a little bit of a commercial break, and let people get just let people meet Paradise. What do you think about that?
That sounds great to me.
All right, let's get it.
Let's do it.
Hi, Paradise here. I was created by author Anthony S. to entertain and educate children of all ages and nationalities. Paradise and the Pandemic is available for virtual learning. Go to booksbyanthonys.com to get more information. See you soon. Peace.
All right. Listen, Paradise is such a cutie.
Thank you.
Yeah. So how did you, well, first let me ask, did you illustrate the Paradise series?
I did not. I actually hired an illustrator out of Oklahoma City. Her name is Brandy Williams.
Okay.
And I was very intrigued. We had a book signing in Oklahoma City, and we actually met that way. She was a vendor and I was a vendor, so we helped each other. We networked and everything. Okay. And I was like, I went to her table, she came to my table, what have you, and I was like, wow, I was blown away. 24 years old, I believe, and I was like, man, wow. Are you serious? So yeah, I said, I need you, and you need me. You don't know you need me, but you're gonna find out you're gonna need me. So we picked up everything. You know, and so we had she actually did both illustrations in both books.
Okay.
And I'm very well pleased with the work that she has done, you know. So
yes. She is, so Paradise is beautiful. And I love the fact that we've got so many Black people and people of color who are choosing to illustrate children's books with little Black children, and not only little Black children, but I've seen even books that have differently abled children.
Right.
And so we're beginning to see more representation of various peoples when it comes to children's book. And I think that's needed, just like representation is needed in the media and employment and things of that nature, different professions. Our kids need to see themselves in the books they read. And so I think that's a beautiful thing.
Thank you so much, Andrew. The thing about it is, let me just add on this right here. That's the teaser. Mm-hmm. I have an animator that's actually working on the trailer. It's going to be about an 8-minute trailer, 7.5 to 8 minute trailer.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's in the works as we speak. So that's forthcoming. Pardon me. I want to also say that I'm writing a series, as you know, a series of Paradise, the character and everything, to reach out to the youth and educate them and entertain them as well. It's 50-50 because both of them are just as important, especially with our time that we're going through right now with the pandemic, what have you. But I wanted to also say that I am almost finished with the third book.
Wow.
Yeah. About a couple more weeks, it should be done, and we should go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and submit the script to my publisher, and we're gonna go ahead and start editing on the text. Now they're still working on the illustrations for the third book, and just to give you a small piece, it's about diversity, and I'll leave it right there.
Oh, that's gonna be good. I already know it's gonna be good. I'm excited. I'm excited about it already. I just got an opportunity to meet you because you are also our newest author on Speak Up Sis Bookshelf. So thank you for trusting Speak Up Sis Bookshelf to list your books, and welcome to our family.
I'm honored. I am.
And so I'm excited to have you here. But I haven't actually gotten those books myself because I just connected with you. But sure. I am going to make sure that I have my own personal copies. I think I have a personal copy of almost every book that's listed on the bookshelf. I plan to have, soon you all will see a bookshelf behind me that will have all of the books that are on the bookshelf online, you'll see them on my own personal bookshelf. And so I just feel like I should be the first to partake of all of my authors, and I want to actually read all of everyone's works. Yeah, so I'm excited to order my copies, and I am going to just throw this out here just because I can. Let's see here. I am going to ask
Go ahead.
the first person who, let me see. The first person who sends me, let's see, what do we want them to send me?
A receipt, maybe? A receipt, maybe? I don't know where you're going with this. I'm just assuming, and I don't want to assume.
Yeah. So the first person who orders one of author Anthony S.'s books, it doesn't matter which one you order. If you order one and you send me a receipt via contact@speakupsis.com, then I will send you the other book in the series. So you're going to get a buy one, get one free.
How about we do this? Let's make it more attractive.
Okay.
How about we send them a signed copy?
Oh, you going to sign it?
Oh, of course. Let's make it attractive.
Hey. So the first person who purchased a copy of one of the children's books, it can be either Paradise Faces the Bully or Paradise in the Pandemic. You order one message, send an email to contact@speakupsis.com with your receipts, and you will get a signed copy of the other book that's in the series. Okay. So I'm excited about this.
Me as well. I'm so excited.
Yes, go ahead and get your copy. These will make beautiful gifts during this holiday season.
Absolutely.
After the holiday season, I always tell people, give the gift of literacy. Books don't go out of style. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead and support the brothers, support Speak Up Sis Bookshelf. You can find his book on speakupsis.com/bookshelf. It's scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Don't forget, the first person to purchase a copy of one of the children's books, if you send a copy of your receipt to contact@speakupsis.com, I will make sure that you get the second book in the series that will be signed by author Anthony S. It's a beautiful children's book series. The illustrations are gorgeous. The topics are amazing. And so I'm really excited about that. But before we leave, I want to make sure that you get an opportunity to talk about your Christian fiction books, because not only do you write children's books, but you've got 2 other books. So let's talk a little bit about, let's start with 3 Friends, the Perfect Stereotype, because that sounds interesting. I'm looking forward to reading that myself.
You know, that's a good thing. That's a good thing, Angel, because the thing about it is, first of all, it's not a cliche. Mm-hmm. Oh, the black guy did this. The black guy, no. Don't try to guess what it is. So, if you will, allow me. So, there's 3 friends of different cultures, and they're exclusive into a house. Mm-hmm. You know, these 3 friends haven't seen each other in a while. You know, they've been known each other since 3rd grade. Well, they decided to get together later on in their adult lives. This is the reason why they're in the house. Okay, so again, they're exclusive to the outside world and everything. They watch a basketball game on TV, what have you, have a couple of drinks and everything. They're feeling themselves. They're having a good time. Mm-hmm. Okay, so there's a change of events nonetheless. Something happens inside. Something went wrong. Very wrong. Very wrong.
I'm telling you, when I read the synopsis, I was like, oh.
It's not a cliche. And you know, people are making a lot of assumptions.
What went wrong? So don't worry. I may have to bring you back on once I read it so that we can actually discuss it.
Okay, that's fine. That sounds good to me. And I'm ready to do that.
That's what's up. So tell us a little bit about Bikers Loyalty. Are you a biker?
I am not. I actually have friends that were bikers and things like that. I was never affiliated, but it inspired me to write bikers because, you know, they are in the world as well. So why not? You know, they're not exempt.
Right.
So this particular story is about a biker club president called the Black Mamas, and he had a revelation. Something happened. You know, he's in the world and whatnot. So the Lord was talking to him, and he didn't know that the Lord was talking to him. So he went through some things, this, that, and the other, and he had the serpent of the Black Mamba on his jacket, and he removed it, and he replaced it with the dove. And he had a lot of manifestation in his life, but he also had some adversity. So he had a little bit of balance, a little bit of both. That's a pretty good book as well. I want to read some, Angel, if you don't mind. It's going to be very, very brief. It's going to be very, very brief. So all the listeners out there, just if you guys can kind of tune in a little bit, just kind of scoot your chair up a little bit. Here it is. Question: how many times have we tried to get it right? Can we ever get it right? Answer: no. We're all born in sin and all fall short of God's glory. Okay, so what do we do? Answer: repent. Just something to ponder on, you know, just something to ponder on.
Boy, let me tell you, don't listen. This is not the morning show for believers. Sis Talk Radio. You are trying to get me switched over into Jesus mode, okay?
Well, you know what? Well, who's stopping you?
Listen, I'm telling you, I bless God.
Yes, and me as well. Me as well. We're parallel right there, Angel. You know, we're parallel.
I'm telling you, I tell people all the time, it is so possible to still be able to read good books, quality books that don't cause you to compromise what you believe in.
Absolutely.
And that is what Speak Up Sis Bookshelf is all about. That's what Speak Up Sis Talk Radio is all about. It's about giving believers a space, a safe space where they can share God's word and the word of their testimony in a place where other believers can feel safe that what they're going to pull off the bookshelf isn't going to cause them to compromise what they believe in. And so I am so thankful that authors like yourself come into this space and list your books, because there are readers out there who want to read. But when you're coming out of the world system and you're in the kingdom system, but you're going to look for things to read, you see all kind of stuff.
Absolutely.
And you got to wade through all sorts of things to find something that you can feel good about reading and something you can feel good about purchasing for your children to read. And so I bless God for authors like you who, who say yes to this platform and come on here and share your work and share your life and share your testimony with the people. So let me ask you this. Why Christian books? Because you could have written any kind of book.
Absolutely. Well, I have my own personal testimony as well, Angel, without digging deep and everything. I was from the streets as well, and I know he had delivered me. Matter of fact, I used to be atheist.
Really?
Yeah, I used to be atheist, yes. And I am an SK member. I'm not proud to say, but I just want to let you know that redemption really works.
Yes.
Okay, so Bikers Loyalty in my other books as well, they send messages. You know, they're messages of hope. Whether you're a believer and you fall down, I encourage you to get back up, or you don't know Jesus at all. Well, you can know who he is. He's a biker. So the biker had a revelation. So he was converted, and hey, the rest was history, you know. So that's basically what it is, Angel. You know, it's not about us. It's about him. And I have a lot of stuff in my art. I have original content in my archives, man. You'd be like, wow, you wrote that? Yeah, I wrote that. It's because it's inspired by the Lord himself. And he has given me a gift. Right. And I plan on using it. I plan on fulfilling whatever he says. He said, you do what you do. And we're disciples. We're supposed to go out into the world and spread the word. So I do that by way of pen. I do that by way of pen. So that's pretty much what I do.
I love it. And I mean, that's perfect. That's exactly what Speak Up Sis Talk Radio is all about, giving you the space to share the word of your testimony, to
Absolutely.
inspire the testimonies of others. If you have one bit of advice that you can give people who are listening or watching us, what would that be?
Well, first of all, with the pandemic going on right now, I mean, you got a lot of people have doubt.
Mhm.
A lot of people don't even know. They're concerned. They're stressed, and they're like this, that, and the other. Well, the Lord, Jesus Christ, had died for our sins.
Mhm.
The victory's already won. He already said that. People are stressing because they don't know Him. I know Him because he had His hand on my shoulder, my dumb butt. I'm out there doing crazy stuff and everything. No better. And I'm like, okay, well, it's all about me. It's all about me. And I'm like, no, it's not all about me. Because as much as my mom loves me and my siblings love me, there was places that I were that they were not. And I'm sure if they could, they would help me. So who was that? What was that divine being? What was that force that was driving me to, and my conscience telling me that's not right, that's not wrong. You go this way, you gotta. It was the Lord Himself. And as I got to know Him, well, then now we have a personal relationship. And I advise everybody to have that. It's look, where I come from and where I've been is I just want to encourage you guys. It don't matter what you've been through. I heard a lot of things, seen a lot of things that I would not repeat. But be encouraged. Be encouraged by the Lord. He did it for me.
He did it for him, and He'll do it for you, just like He did it for me. So I don't know. We just lost Anthony S., author Anthony S., but I would like to thank him for joining us today and talking to us about his work, his children's book series, as well as his 2 Christian fiction novels. You can find all 4 of his books on speakupsis.com/bookshelf. Don't forget, the first person to order one of his children's books and sends a copy of your receipt to contact@speakupsis.com, you'll get a free copy of the other book in the series. I appreciate you all for tuning in to Speak Up Sis Talk Radio. And don't forget, go open up your mouth and speak up. Be blessed.
Hi, Paradise here. I was created by author Anthony S. to entertain and educate children of all ages and nationalities. Paradise and the Pandemic is available for virtual learning. Go to booksbyanthonys.com to get more information. See you soon!